Hi, it's Mark the Land Rover. I thought I'd do a quick video on the CES. Now this is going on the Land Rover, and these are the bits. The military called them CES, Complete Equipment Schedule, and this part of the CES is are the pioneer tools that you have on a truck or a military vehicle. So we'll start with this one. This is the mount for the pickaxe head. So that mounts on the wing and they go together. Now on here, what I've done here is, this is from the 80s, 1983 this was made. So I've shaped it out, de-rusted it, shaped it, painted it, put about 8 or 9 layers of paint on it to make sure it can sit outside in a hostile environment. So that's the pickaxe head, and then of course that for a pickaxe you need a helve. So that's the helve, a pick helve, and again same number of layers of varnish and same number of layers of paint on there, so it can sit in a hostile environment. And then of course we have the pickaxe. The pickaxe is, this one's a modern one, and the tip for a pickaxe is if you sharpen it and then steel it, as in using a steel, you get a nice sharp blade there, and then paint it, because as soon as you hit something, you know, some wood to chop up, then it's going to scrape the paint off, and then you've got a nice sharp blade on the end, but you don't rust out your blade before you use it. So again, 7 or 8 layers of varnish. And I've used yacht varnish, a clear yacht varnish on this, and then 7 or 8 layers of paint to make sure it can sit in a hostile environment. And then this, we've got 2 shovels. We've got a short shovel and a long shovel. The short shovel sits on the wing, and then the long shovel sits on my ammunition box on the outside, or storage box on the outside in the pickup, along with the pick helve. So these two sit together on a box in the back, and this one sits on the wing. This one's a modern one, it's a copy, but again, clear varnish, yacht varnish, 7 or 8 layers of paint on top of the original paint, and I've painted them the same colour because why wouldn't you? I mean, it's just seems obvious to me. And then next part, and these are held on, sorry, with these clamping tools. They're all behind here, all the clamping tools for all the various bits, web straps to keep them solid on the vehicle. So that's the pioneer tools, and then a couple of additional tools. We've got a screw jack, and a screw jack is probably the most reliable jack you can get. It has a handle that goes in here, this spins and then lifts the jack up, and therefore you can lift your vehicle. It's got a square thread in there, so it's a jack for load bearing. And these were issued, this particular one is an Elliott jack, was issued in the 60s, excuse me, and this was issued to Aston Martin cars. The DB4 and the DB5 had these. As far as I'm aware, someone might correct me on that, but I think they did. So that's the jack for sitting in the back as well. Again, hostile environment paint, so it's got 7 or 8 layers of paint on there to keep it good. And then of course, and the next addition is the diesel cooker. And the diesel cooker is a stainless steel cooker, so that doesn't need any paint on it. And what happens is you fill up it comes with a little funnel and stuff, and you fill up your diesel in this is the diesel tank. Now diesel only ignites under pressure, so we've got to pressurise it. We pressurise it by hand, using about 20 pumps on this plunger, and then what we do is we fire some fire paste in a tray. I mean, you can use fire lighters, or I mean, I've used a rag and petrol before to heat up the heating plate or the pilot holes or the gas holes. And once it's hot, then you open the diesel, the pressurized diesel, from that turning there, and then you get a flame, and you've got a wind guard around it to keep it solid. So that's going under cover but outside. So it's in a tray at the front of the trailer. It bolts down little holes under here so it stays solid when it's in transit. So that is the pioneer tools for the Land Rover. They all sit on the Land Rover in some shape or form, all bolted down, strapped in. We've got the clamps and the web straps to keep them all clamped down and solid. Little protection rubber pads so the spade doesn't foul the wing tops. Clamps for holding the spade. Oh, I need 2 of them, don't I? I need 2 of these things to hold them solid. So that's all of the kit, the CES kit. I think I've got 2 clamps coming for this one. In fact, I've got 2 clamps coming from Germany for this one. So they all sit on the Land Rover as part of the what's commonly called the CES, or Complete Equipment Schedule, for the vehicles. And of course, we've got to add things like warning triangles and safety gear and stuff, first aid kit and what have you, but I'll add them at a later point. But this is the kit so far, all painted, all varnished for a hostile environment, and can sit perfectly comfortably outside on the vehicle. So I hope that helps. That's my kit. Some of it's a mixture of modern and vintage, but then so is the Land Rover. It's a mixture of modern and vintage. So, well, hope that helps. Mark out.